There is definitely a link between the soul and God. Um, Carl Jung said the modern man doesn't see God because he doesn't look low enough. That could the low bit I'm trying to still work out. I heard this a couple of days ago. It could mean low enough as in he doesn't try at something big enough and therefore doesn't fail low enough. That's one of my interpretations. Another one, I guess, could be low enough at your core, who you actually are, what your values actually are. It look low enough inside yourself. What do you think?
I mean, it's kind of similar to what we've discussed before, but skeptics of the idea of God, to me, appear to say, well, if God exists, then it must be a person in the sky that judges what you do. And you go to this place that's made out of clouds called heaven if you're good, and you go and burn down underground if it's hell, right? But they are metaphorical ideas. They're not real in an objective sense. What God is, to me, is a way that human beings have articulated the spirit that possesses you when you do the right thing in your life. That could be being kind to people. That could be doing things that are good for you and your community and your family. When you do good things, you kind of glow from somewhere inside you. And yes, from a scientific perspective, that could be a hormonal change or a neurochemical change, whatever. But from a subjective experience perspective, it feels like something within you just glows. There's this great feeling, whether it's a flow state doing some work that's meaningful to you, or when you give a friend a gift, or when you have a good conversation, or you compliment someone, or someone genuinely compliments you, you feel that. And to me, that's what God is. It's not this guy in the sky in sandals. It's the essence of what it means to be a good individual. It's like if we took what we mean when we say good person and collected that into a bunch of symbols and stories, that's what people have tried to do with God. So to circle back to that quote, perhaps what Jung is saying is, if you want to find God, you're not looking low enough, right? You think God is going to be this grand figure that then, comes to you when you die and brings you to the kingdom of heaven. Maybe looking low enough is, no, God is what makes the grass grow. God is how happy your dog is when you give it its dinner in the afternoon. God is the way you make your loved ones feel. God is how you feel when someone compliments you. God is doing the positive work for the world that we all try and do, from the smallest level, if you're a bin man, up to if you're like some crazy owner of a charity that does great work, whatever. There's scales to this, but if you're serving the world in a positive way, then you're possessed by the Spirit of God, if that makes sense.
When you were saying the other week about how there's two parts of the hypothalamus, I think you said it was called, and one of them was our baseline wants, our human needs. The other one you said was stuff like curiosity and meaning. I think God is probably involved in that other part of the hypothalamus that completes us.
Yeah, so to clarify that for you, so half the hypothalamus regulates very basic primitive drives, satisfying our physiological needs: hunger, thirst, the need to shit and piss, sex, like the drive to warmth and all those kind of things, right? And the other half, when all those needs are satisfied, regulates exploratory behavior, exploring your environment. So maybe, yes, you have to have yourself satisfied on all those fundamental needs. The bottom of Maslow's pyramid of hierarchy pyramid needs to be dealt with before you can then think about more spiritual matters.